Welcome to the Slingshot channel. Powerful sling bows are great fun and also important for survival situations. They also shoot nicely. And this video is a tutorial about how to make one of these with just common tools, a little bit of string, paracord and rubber. Again, this is all you need. This is a bit of rubber, and it can be any type. This is just an example. A bit of paracord, always handy. A little bit of string, a lighter and a knife. First we have to go look for a fork, and I always like to find something from dead wood just because I hate killing things, specifically trees. Now this here seems to be a suitable piece, and it is dead for sure. Now we are cutting it off rather low, here and here. That's it. And now what we'll do is we cut out rings in the bark about a half inch above the middle of the fork. Okay, fair enough. Okay, next I will show you how to make the string for our little bow. You take the paracord and you take a good length of it, like this, and then you form a loop and tie the first knot into it, like this. Alright, now what we do is we take a little bit of it and stretch it so it forms the D-loop that we'll need later on, like this. Okay, and then we take the rest of it and tie another double knot into it. Now it looks like this. This will be our D-loop, and this is where the arrow nock will be placed in. Now we're doing a third knot about here to form the second loop. Okay, now it looks like this. Now we're cutting off the paracord and burn the ends. That's it, it's finished. Next we're cutting off pieces from the rubber band, about here. Make sure that they're about even in length. Okay, and now we are attaching the bands. Next we take the first rubber band and put it through the loop, and now we attach it to the slingshot. For this we take a bit of the string and form the constrictor knot, like this. There's many tutorials how to do this on YouTube. Just search for constrictor knot. Now we take the knot and put it over the ends of the rubber bands, like this. Make sure that it's always, wound around something, because otherwise it will unravel very quickly. Okay, now we take the slingshot frame and then we put the rubber around it, like this. And also put the ends through the knot. This is how it's supposed to look like now. Note that the knot is not fully tightened. It still allows for a little bit of adaptation. Make sure that there is about a hand width of rubber left over, and then you pull tight and close the knot. We cut off the excess band and rubber, and then we'll do the other side. Now that we've attached the other side, we can do some adjustments. Like here, you notice that one side is still a little shorter than the other, but as long as the knot isn't fully tightened, that's not really a problem. We just pull a little bit on this side and twist it a bit until the rubber bands are exactly the same length. And now we fully tighten. Cutting off the excess, and the thing is ready to shoot. A couple of issues. First of all, why is the fork so low? Well, that's because the arrow will go right through here, and this means that if the rubber bands are attached too high, then the arrow will tend to rattle around here, and we don't want that, of course. Another issue is the D-loop, because the D-loop means that on easy bands you can draw this with your fingers and it's not really a problem, but as soon as you attach serious rubber, you usually need a release like this one here, like this. But what if you don't happen to have one in your pocket? Well, then we'll make our own. This is really all we need. As you see, it's a little fork, a little bit carved in here, and that's good enough. Because how you shoot it is, you take the D-link, you put it over this, and then you put your thumb over the fork, and you draw out, and when you want to fire, you simply lift the thumb. Very easy. Another problem is that the handle is often not really comfortable, and we can change this with a paracord. Let me show you how. First, you cut a knot somewhere near the end of your paracord, like this. Then you put the knot over the handle piece, like here, so it rests here. And you take the string and start wrapping, like this, really tight. Now if you are towards the end, what you simply do is you pull on the string really hard, like this. And what happens now, it compresses the spools. And now we're tying a knot into this here. Now we've put a knot here and here, and we also formed a perfect lanyard. And this is the finished slingshot. Very comfortable to hold. And it's still possible to make a conventional slingshot out of it. You can slip your hand through the lanyard and hold it in a very comfortable way. So we have knocked our arrow, and we take our release, and we draw out our slingshot and fire. Really easy. If this is too weak for you, you can always double up the rubber, like I did on this homemade, a little bit more elaborate version, and then it has a lot more power. You can go as high as you want to, just by adding additional rubber bands. Of course, you can also buy a ram bone if you want to. You need a 2.0 version for this from my store, and install the arrow adapter. And this makes life a lot easier, but it's also probably not as fun. For installing the arrow adapter, you simply unmount the original flips, and then you replace them with the arrow adapter. So it looks like this. The arrow glides very easily, as you see, it's really no problem. So, I hope you like my little tutorial. Because that's it for today. Thanks and bye bye.